Hey, tonight is all about you because you are the star. And our goal of tonight is for that you would be appreciated, loved, and walk out encouraged and excited. And one of the ways we thought we could do that is by bringing in a world-class comedian who can talk about the joys of serving and what that's like. And so Cliff Hall is here with us tonight. Cliff Hall is a Christian comedian who's performed throughout California for comedy clubs, corporations, churches, and charity events. Cliff brings his own unique perspective about serving as a church volunteer, which he will share with us tonight. He has served for over 20 years as a church small group leader and volunteer. Cliff and his wife Gloria live in Clovis and just celebrated 25 years of marriage this year. So Cliff, come on up, let's give him a hand.
Wow. The paparazzi, the red carpet, the Hollywood sign, the glitz, the glamour, the lights. I'm really nervous. This is the first time I've ever performed in front of so many celebrities. And you are. Tonight, Adventure Christian Church celebrates you, the volunteers that make this church go. Now, as a volunteer for over 20 years, I can say this with the utmost authority. When each of you first said, yes, I'll volunteer, you didn't have a clue what you were getting into. And I'll have a lot more to say about that in a little bit. But first, I'd like to share some day-to-day stuff. I needed some paper towels. Nothing I tried worked. I mean, tried to trick it, you know. I was so mad, it was just like, ah! Oh. There's still a few out there. You guys ever wonder what people in our pop culture would have to say about people and events in the Bible? I do. I got lots of them. But tonight, I only can share 4 with you. 4 pop culture icons. Mr. God, Judas was a traitor. But the other disciples acted badly too. Jesus was arrested, and Peter denied him 3 times. Other disciples hid. What a bunch of gray men. They thought it was hasta la vista, baby, but no. Jesus was not terminated. Jesus triumphed on the cross and says, listen, the empty tomb is proof Jesus gave us victory over sin. And remember, in the book of Revelation, Jesus promises, I'll be back. He's done around this church. Someone in this room is probably doing it. So as important as your jobs are to this church, it saddens me to say this. You're being exploited by management. Each of you is a church volunteer, but there's a missing word. Worker. Volunteer worker. And I'm here to tell you as a fellow worker, you have rights. Even though management politely calls you a volunteer. Here's an important statistic. 20% of the church does 80% of the work. And you know what that means? You're all working overtime. The management won't tell you that. I don't know how the nursery workers do it. They face constant exposure to hazardous toxic waste. When we first stepped forward as volunteers, I think it's safe to say that we really didn't know what to expect. We just stepped forward in faith. But once we did, it didn't take long to realize that being a church volunteer is a great gig, right? Yeah. In Luke 6:38, Jesus says, give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. And isn't that true when we serve in God's church? Yeah. Thank you. Again, you can So to sum up, in God's kingdom, as church volunteers, your compensation is priceless. The burden is light. You step forward in faith knowing that God will equip you to do His work. In the process, you have the privilege of seeing God transform lives in your church and in your community. How great is that? Yeah.
My name is Brian Haas. I work here at Adventure Christian Church. I'm one of the pastors. We just finished our Night with the Stars event, celebrating all of our volunteer leaders. Had Cliff out to be our comedian, our entertainment for the night. Did a stellar job. Our volunteers were loved. They laughed. They had a great time. I recommend Cliff.
Hi, I'm Casey Phillips. I'm the communications manager here at Adventure Christian Church. We just had an awesome event, and Cliff was our headliner as our comedian, our showstopper of the night. It was amazing. We had a chance to honor our volunteers, the loving hearts that serve day in and day out to make our ministry what it is. And Cliff was able to just capture their hearts, capture it through laughter, get them to smile, have a great time, and just really set the tone for the night. So we're forever grateful. You did an amazing job. We want you back. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.